Welcome to Amateur Redneck Workshop. I'm Harold, and we're going to keep right on going with building this belt grinder. And as you saw in last week's exciting episode, I messed up on the casting. Didn't put enough metal in the crucible. Well, in between, I put plenty of metal in the crucible. I got it about 90% full, and I had plenty of metal to cast the wheels, and I recast them. And I'm not going to have any video of that. After all, you've already seen me do it once, even though it wasn't successful, which it would have been if I'd put some darn metal in the pot. I had it, I just didn't use it. Mistake. And I'm building this belt grinder from Jeremy Schmidt's plans, but I'm modifying things here and there to, in my own way, because there's things I wanted to do different. And you may even see me switch horses right in midstream, which probably it happens today. I noticed that I was gonna put the main wheel, the drive wheel, on with a 5/8 inch hole in it and a keyway, and then I noticed that there was an easier way to do it. Jeremy Schmidt used a split bushing, and he had a wheel with a little flange in the back, and you just bolt that to the wheel, and when you tighten it down, the bushing tightens on the motor shaft. And I thought, well, that's a heck of a lot better. I don't have to, drill any holes for for the set screws to hold the key. All I got to do is just drill some holes for the bushing and thread them so that I can screw it on. And the bushing is, it squeezes down and holds onto the shaft when you screw it to the wheel. So I'm going to do that. I've got an arbor ordered and some other parts, to make this particular episode go right. And I'm going to stick to those, and somewhere along the line you'll see me using the parts. They're not here yet. Tuesday, which is a couple of days away, that's when the stuff's coming in, but I'm going to do a lot of work between now and Tuesday. And if you hear any booming in the background, we got an air show going. The guys were talking about that last week out at the Steel Challenge. There's a lot of the guys I shoot with are pilots or were pilots, or that sort of thing, and so they know all about this stuff. Anyway, I'm not very far from the airfield, so I got all kind of planes coming over and diving past, and you hear a lot of booms with the simulated bombing and all that sort of thing going on. Alright, let's get on with it. Maybe fogged up a little here on the lenses, but this time I filled up the crucible to about 90% full instead of half full like the time before. And I added 2 more big ingots, the size that would have filled up that little pan there. I cast the thing full with about 4 ingots before getting spare aluminum to use ahead of time. And what's in it now is what was left over from pouring this stuff. So maybe this time things are going to work out okay. I just barely got through this sprinkling rain out here, and I did move up under the breezeway here with the thing, keep the water off of it, and I just barely was able to cobble together enough hose to get the gas over here. But there you are. Looks like maybe with luck this time we'll be through with making the wheels, or casting the wheels. Alright, I just re-poured the stuff about 20 minutes ago. Brought it in, dumped the sand back into here. And this time I've got enough metal. I'll be able to get the wheels out of that. I cast the stuff 3 inches thick. What I need is 2 inches. My main objective was not to get, beautiful objects out of there, but enough bulk that I can cut out the metal that I need and have left over, everything that I need to have left over. And I think that that's done it. There was a little bit of shrinkage there, but I don't think that it's enough to matter. Tiny bit there, a little more there, but it's still 2.5 inches thick even with that. So I think everything's going to work out really lovely. At least we'll find out. the truck gets to sleep inside tonight. I went over to the metal supermarket and got a bunch of metal there. That's $196 worth. The boss lady wanted to say something to me or tell me something, and I was on the phone with them, and they said the $196 worth. Well, she was there. She can hear even with this phone jammed up against my ears. She's got, you know, ears perfect. So now instead of it cost me $196, it'll probably cost me $600 once she's got her matching $400. You married guys know how that works. Alright, so it's a little bit rough right now, and I've got to clean it up. And basically what I need is 2 2/10 inches in width. So there is 2 2/10. That comes out to about here, which is well below this sunken spot, I'm pretty sure. And I don't need to worry too much about that. This is going to go on a 5/8 shaft, and if I tapered it in toward the shaft, it wouldn't make any real difference, because there's more material than there is shaft already. So let's kind of clean it up. Well, I've gone a good ways towards cleaning it up, but the disappointment is going to be in the diameter. See, it didn't clean up totally there. Didn't clean up very well at all there. That's a big shrinkage spot, and one there. Now then I can make it a little thinner, but these spots are still going to be with me. So we may wind up, instead of a 5-inch wheel, a 4 3/4 inch wheel. It's just one of those things, you know. I guess if I'd wanted a narrower wheel, I would have had perfect stuff back here. But now I'm going to bore a hole in it and put a 1/2 inch thread through it so that I can chuck it up and cut, you know, all the way across this thing instead of just this part right here. And then we'll probably go to a 5-inch, bore the thing out to 5 inches, because that's alright, start over. Then we'll probably bore this thing out to 5/8. That's the size of the shaft it's going to run on. And I may beautify it a little bit by recess, you know, here or there or something, but that'll be way on down the line. Right now I'm going to make a hole in it and set the little bugger up to where that I can turn it all the way to the other side. It's amazing how many chips I can get all over the place here. When I looked around and I had a reamer. This reamer came from Yugoslavia back in the 1970s. So I've had it a while and it's been around the world. But it had a pretty good fit on that. This bolt is about 4 thousandths under a 1/2 inch. But it fits really nice. So that's what I'm going to hold it in the chuck with, so that I can clean up this side over here. And then when I've got the whole of the outside of it cleaned up, then we can crown the thing, and it may be a 4 1/2 inch crowned pulley, or it may be a 4 3/4 inch, but I'm pretty sure it won't be a 5-incher like I planned, but that'll be alright. You can see that this side, which was of course on the bottom of the mold, is pretty near really nice and straight flat already. It was not going to take much for me to clean it up. Once I've got it cleaned up good, then I can turn this thing around and shave all the as much extra as I can off the other side, because the other side's the one that's got the little voids in it. I guess when I put the mold back together, maybe some sand must have fell down. It's the only thing I can figure. Oh well. Wrong direction. Mr. Pete says you get a better smoother surface feeding in, so that's where I'll cut it the last cut. But for now, well, that's cleaned up, so next clean up the outside edge of it and make a determination as to how much of this other side that I can take off of this thing. And then I've got to bore the hole in the middle to make it 5/8 inch. There's a lot of steps to go yet. Okay, the diameter is 4.98 inches right now. Cleaned up here. Now there's a little spot here that's not clean on this side, and some big spots on the other side. But as I remember from making the pattern, once I started to, you know, make an angle on it, well, it made a big difference in the overall diameter, especially out here at the edge. So I got to thinking what would be the best way for me to make this wheel just exactly right, and I decided the best way would be to order a 5/8 inch arbor. Go ahead and bore it 5/8 inches, put the arbor in it, work on both ends with it between centers, and see what I get. I would be willing to bet things will look a lot better after I do that. If they don't, well, they don't. Okay? I know one thing, at least the 4-inch pulley, it doesn't have these voids and such, and so it'll come out 4 inches, pretty sure. Alright, this is the boring part of the video, probably in more ways than one. This is the 4-inch wheel. It had a whole lot less shrinkage than the 5-incher, and I have so far taken about 50 thousandths off of this end. The other end I took off about a 1/2 inch, but this end here I've taken off about 50 thousandths, and I've just got this little bit here to clean up. It's got a spot out here with a void, but other than that, that one void, that's pretty much all that's wrong there, and I'm still about 4.1 inches in diameter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill that hole in, just like I'm going to fill in the holes on the 5-incher, or at least I'm going to attempt to. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this down below the little void there, and then I'll roll the thing over and take the most of the width off this other side, because this other side's got, right on the edge, it's got a couple of little voids there. So this one's going to turn out a lot easier, a lot quicker, and a lot better. Of course, the other one will be just right when I get through with it. Well, that's all, folks. Y'all try to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Leave a comment if you got something to say. And above all, remember, keep on keeping on. Bye now.